Good morning. Wednesday morning, 9/3/2025, Wednesday morning. Had to check there. We were gone Monday. Wednesday morning, you're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning, Diane. I hope you're doing well. Is tonight the Powerball? I think tonight's the Powerball. What would you do? Like, it's like $1.3 billion. You cash out it. If you just cash out, I'm gonna take the cash. Take the cash. You cash out at what? 468 million or something. What would you do with that kind of money? I know what I would do with that. I would tell you later in the show. I'm going to tell you if I hit the Powerball and I get the big check for 500 mil, I will tell you exactly what I would do with that. The first thing I would do. So we have a lot going on today. We have China. How many of you, if you're alive today, were alive Tiananmen Square? How many of you remember watching the tank roll over the guy that stood in front of the tank in Tiananmen Square? How many of you remember that? By a show of hands, right? Yesterday, Tiananmen Square. Wow, what a military. Now, why did China have to show such, and I mean such, a their military might and put it on display yesterday? I don't think ever in history has China ever publicly displayed their weapons and their military like they did yesterday in front of the world or in front of Taiwan. So we got to go over that. Give me number 48. Now, we have a crossroads. We have many crossroads in this country, and that's where we're at. Oh, by the way, Trump looks to be doing well. I had a little fun with a friend Sunday. I had a little fun, right? And, but actually, I told you this. The social media world, especially TikTok and some others, lit up over the weekend that Trump was already dead. There was a transfer of power. Trump was dead. All the above. So I was having a little fun with someone Sunday, and he is almost 80 years old. But anyhow, so Trump seemed to look he looked good yesterday. I got to give it to him. Rested. He needed it. No, Trump can't legally federalize U.S. elections. Now, we're at a crossroads in this country. Trump says he's going in. And what does he mean by that? He's going into Baltimore. He's going into Chicago. We're going to talk about those. I've asked the question on this show. I've asked you for weeks on end on this show. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with federal military force being on the streets in your state, in your local city, or your local town? Is it the only choice we have? How far will they go with the military? I asked that question, right? Second, federalizing elections. Now, right now, it seems like I'm a states' rights. I'm very strong on states' rights. Very strong. Trump is getting ready to release sometime this month, getting ready to release an executive order concerning elections. And they're working on it right now. They're working on it right now. They have to get it through the courts, obviously. So I'm on record. I'm on tape through the Biden administration. Now, I will not change who I am based on the administration or based on who's in the White House. I never have and I never will. And God willing, I live another 30 years, right? BKP at 100. What would you do with that? But anyhow, I'm not going to change no matter who's in the Oval Office. The Constitution is the Constitution. The Republic is the Republic for which it stands, one nation under God. And all things should continue in this country the way the Founding Fathers intended, regardless of who's in the Oval Office. So I'm a states' rights. I actually do not want to be in a position where the federal government takes over our elections. I don't. I want our elections to work all the way down to the local level and the way it's intended to work. But if the states, and I live in Georgia, if the state you happen to live in, your elections are so corrupt, I mean, all elections are corrupt. I know that was just a step out there, but all elections are corrupt. It's just what level are you at? DEFCON what? All state elections are corrupt in some way, shape, or fashion. Well, I live in Texas, man, and they're not corrupt. Yes, they are. All elections have a level of corruption. It just depends. Are you on the takeover, right? So Georgia, I sit here today in Georgia. I would think, I don't want to brag. I don't want to brag. I don't want to say we're the winner, but I sit here and I'm coming to you from probably the most corrupt state in the United States on multiple levels. I mean, if we were an award show, if we were at the annual Corruptees, right? We got the Corruptee goes to, I mean, Brian Kemp, our governor, would not get a chance, or Marty, our governor, would not get a chance to sit down and take a breath before, and the nominees are Georgia, blah, 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 and the Corruptee goes to Georgia once again. Get up, Marty, get up. Here we go. So on the level of corrupt elections, if I'm sitting here and I want state rights, if I can't get this cleaned up in the state level, right? What do? I mean, the crossroads here is real touchy. That was a triple real. So we're going to talk about that because Trump brought up Colorado yesterday. And he wants Tina Peters released. He brought up Colorado yesterday, period. Okay? So we'll go with that in just a minute. Give me number 45. Oh, Lord. What all do we have to do today? They want rid of RFK. It's time to eradicate transgenderism from public life. It is. It's time to eradicate it. It is time. Now, the demonic school shooting that took place last week, all right, at the Catholic school, they shut down transgender just quickly, very quickly. They shut it down. And so give me number 52. And we'll talk about this a little later. Woke NBC issues an apology for misgendering Minneapolis child killer. Robin, remember his family spent money, 23, killed 2 children, and left over a dozen wounded. Okay. before committing suicide. Now, number 53, NBC wrote an article. In the article earlier Friday, NBC News initially used male pronouns to detail how Westman, who was born male and petitioned for a name change in 2019. They used male pronouns. Number 54, NBC went out and apologized. They apologized. A court approved the name change in 2020. Identity as a female and wants her name to reflect that identification. The correction, which was added to the end of the article, read, a previous version of this article used the wrong pronoun for the shooter. She used female pronouns. A male transgender domestic terrorist, that's who this is, was called she 17 times in one article, conservative political strategist Erica Knight wrote on X. Children were slain, but NBC made sure the pronouns were correct. This needs eradicated from our society now. It's talk about mental health. All right, take that down. Give me number 61. Trying to get rid of RFK today. Triple threat. China's Xi Jinping, right? Xi Jinping hosts largest ever military parade alongside Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Right on display. Exactly. You know, whatever you may think, I watched this, the Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin, and we're friends with the French. You could brag all day long. We've got Macron and Bridget. I'm like, wait a minute. So this, we will look at that a little closer later in the show. Now, by the way, Trump's alive. All the media talked about this morning, besides China, was and Trump wanting to go into Chicago and Baltimore. All they talked about this morning was the Epstein files. They released the same pages again. Nothing new. Now, I don't want to do that right now. We'll get into that a little later. Let me just say this. I am going to do it. 49. And there's more. We'll get into it a little later in the show. But remember the day Pam Bondi was sitting there next to President Trump? Epstein document dump blows huge hole in Pam Bondi's missing minute theory as pressure mounts on Trump to disclose the truth. And MAGA rep says case a lot bigger than anyone anticipated. All right, so yesterday, behind closed doors, a team of lawmakers met with victims of Jeffrey Epstein. But you remember when she was sitting there and she lied to all of America? I have to tell you, okay, now, do I think that Donald Trump will be exposed to be caught in an Epstein freak show? No, I do not. I don't think that. I don't think that. But I'm going to show you something, okay, in just a minute. Now, here's the facts. No matter what, as I open up this morning, no matter what cabinet meeting and who the individual is and who's in the Oval Office, lying to the American people is lying to the American people. Remember, she looked at all of us in America and said that 11:59, the tape resets. It always resets. There's a missing minute, right? That's what we were told. Every night at 11:59, it's an old antiquated system in the prison, and it resets for 12 o'clock, and that minute is missing every night. Well, one, we never got any other examples of a missing minute. We never got that, right? Come to find out, it was more than a minute. And then she looked at the American people and lied. And this is what gets me. I'm not a Pam Bondi fan. Now, if tomorrow comes and a bunch of people are arrested, and I don't mean low-level staffers, they usually just get killed like Seth Rich. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not advocating for anybody to get killed, but, low-level staffers, like Seth Rich. So give me number 50. But questions soon emerged as eagle-eyed viewers noticed the 11-hour video mysteriously jumped for 1 minute just before midnight. It was soon revealed that the clip was spliced together from at least 2 separate video segments using Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, I can't use it like a pro, but I used to have on one of my computers here, Adobe Premiere Pro, and they actually know that the footage was cut with this editing program. They came out yesterday, all right. Just one more video. Number 46. So Nancy Mace comes out yesterday. She's in tears. She's in absolute tears. She can't talk. Her nose is all red. I've watched this video over and over. And, Nancy Mace was visibly upset after she left the meeting with Epstein survivors at the Capitol. She declined to answer questions from reporters. So, what king? What dictator? What pope? I had to throw it out there. Don't get upset with me, right? What religious leaders? What preacher? What president? What senator? I mean, I keep hearing all these emotional things, but I don't have anybody arrested. All right, so leave that out right now. All right, you asked for it. We will get into it. Number 80 here in Georgia. You've asked for paper ballots. Now, let me just tell you, we'll talk about this in the Georgia Hour, but I want to get this open, all right? I want to get this open. You're hearing a lot about the test pilot paper ballot program in Georgia. Now, this is Tim Fleming. He is running for Secretary of State of Georgia. Okay. He's running for Secretary of State of Georgia. It's Tim Fleming. And to his left, the guy whispering in his ear is Victor Anderson. He's the co-chair of the Blue Ribbon Election Let's see. Republican Rep Victor Anderson from Cordelia and Tim Fleming of Covington, they sent a letter to Brad Raffensperger asking Brad Raffensperger, the Secretary of State of Georgia, to allow for paper ballot test pilot program in Georgia for our November Public Service Commission race. Now, here's what you got to do. You have to. Now, Brad Raffensperger has not approved it. So I want to come out of the box with this because we're going to talk about Trump, Colorado. Trump talks about corrupt elections. All right. If you're out there from sea to shining sea and you're somewhere in Iowa or you're somewhere in Kansas this morning and you've gotten the message out there from one of our Georgia State grifters here that we have so many of, oh my God, Georgia's going to paper ballots. That's not true. That has not happened at this time. But this panel that's been put together to study elections and election systems, because we want a new election system here. We don't want Dominion voting machines any longer. They have written a letter requesting a pilot program from the Secretary of State of Georgia for paper ballots. Brad Raffensperger has not approved that at this time. Not saying he won't, but can you just use a paper ballot? No, your county has to volunteer. So how does this work? You need to start right now. If you're in the state of Georgia, you need to go to your Board of Elections meeting immediately or ask the person that oversees your elections and say, I would like for our county to volunteer to be a test pilot paper ballot program county for the upcoming November election. That's what you have to do. Your county has to volunteer to be. Now, it's not been approved by Raffensperger, but that's the first thing you need to do across the state of Georgia is get your county to volunteer to be part of the test pilot paper ballot program for the upcoming November election. So we'll talk about that more during the Georgia hour. I just thought you might want to hear that now. All right, so Trump's alive, right? Remember this? Now, this was in the New York Times. Let's just go ahead. Well, let me say this. We got to eradicate the trans, because here's what's happening all over America. This guy right here, 94, and then you can go to 94, 91, right? Now you're going to hear RFK. This is Dr. Dimitri Well, this guy, Dimitri the Freak Show. So this guy over at CDC, right? Look, he's got a nice suit. He's got a nice tie. He's clean shaven, nice glasses. He's waxed his dome, number 91. And all you're going to hear is RFK is a whack job. Yes, you're going to hear RFK. Now, this Dr. Dimitri, right? And then give me 93. Now, this guy, like I said, and then 99. Let's go with 93. Here's the CDC departures. See the doctor there, CDC, vaccines, and then 99. So what I'm getting at is, if you got this guy all over TV, nice cover up, huh? Video 11.
Is what RFK Jr. thinks.
Yeah, measles is back in some places. As you said, a couple of children have died, in large part because of the quackery that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has led this movement against vaccines. And then he tries to have it both ways when he's getting...
So, quackery, right? Quackery. Give me number 15. I can't even show you the disgusting ones, although these are alarming. That's Dr. Dimitri right there. Give me number 18. RFK's the quack. Now, he's not hiding under a suit and tie and well shaved and, all cleaned up. He's not hiding underneath that. See, underneath, let me show you something. Number 7, number 8, 7, this is a man. That is a man right there. Number 8, this is a man. Right? That is a man in Congress. Number 9. This is a governor of a state of Wisconsin that signed Transgender Day of Visibility. Tim Walz in Minnesota. Right? We need to eradicate number 45. We need to eradicate this totally now. It's time to eradicate transgenderism from public life. Number 11. And we need to get back to where we get them in the mental institution. They don't need to be the governor. Don't need to be the health and human services commissioner. Don't need to be your teacher. Don't need to be working at CDC, right? Rand Paul said that. Rand Paul said, don't need this gay guy that's, don't need this guy over at, and I don't want to say just gay, okay? Don't need this guy. We need to clean this up now while we have the chance. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Trump's alive. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Colorado. Why? One of the many reasons he's moving Space Force to Alabama from Colorado. And 54 people dead and 7 killed in Chicago. Take a break.
Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Hi, I'm just reading. You know me, just reading. All right. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Hi, Diane. How are you? That's great. Glad to hear it. Keep up the good work. I have a question for you. You don't have to answer it right now. Now, I know it's Wednesday. We were not here Monday. So it's September. Are you telling me that in 2 days, I have numbered all the pictures in order and videos, or you're just tired of asking? I was just wondering, because if I'm 2 for 2, I mean, I'm going to take that. Usually when I do 100 and some, I miss I can miss 10. Like I can go from 78, 79, 92, 93. All right, folks. Is tonight the Powerball? Right? We're going to start an award show, right? For the corruptees. You win the corruptee. And all the states show up and all the governors show up in there, and it's a black tie affair. And the corruptee goes to Georgia. Would have so many lined up. The level of corruption. Now, Fulton County, Georgia, tune in at 10 o'clock for the Georgia Hour. Fulton County, Georgia, again, has another Board of Commissioners meeting where the question, and I want to thank you out there. I won't mention your name. You always send me the text message with the live link, and you always tell me when they're getting ready to talk about, so I don't have to listen to Fulton County Board of Commissioners for 6 hours. So thank you very much out there. But today, once again, let's go ahead and do it, Diane. Give me number 1. We may be all over the map today. I'm in a good mood. I am in a good mood because Trump's alive. Oh, there they are. There's Jason and Julie. Yes, America knows them. Yes, America knows Jason and Julie. They're going to stop. They have to stop these 2 election deniers in their tracks. Take that down. 10 o'clock, the Georgia Hour. Now, so give me number 3. Republicans ban mail-in voting. Donald J. Trump. Well, first of all, yesterday, it was all over this weekend, the internet. It was, all right, that Trump may have died. And it was all over, okay. Let's see, 57. Number 57. Now, Biden could put a lid, meaning boom, all right, lid on the day it's over. Biden could not show up for 6 straight days. The media never got an opportunity to talk to Biden. They never questioned anything. Is he alive? There was never a question. How Trump's quiet holiday weekend fueled a viral death hoax. Now, I will say this about President Trump. We are used to seeing President Trump, right? 50, 11, 37, 82 times a day. Yes, I mean, Trump goes somewhere, he stops, he talks to reporters, all right? He goes down the hall to get a chocolate chip cookie, he talks to reporters. I mean, we are used to seeing this guy, and I have said multiple times, Mr. President, please, just take a day off. Just take a day off. You're 79 years old, right? And then number 59, they're talking about his health, all right? Now, I'm not going to talk about his health because I'm not a doctor, physician, but Trump addresses speculation about his health. So they continue to discuss a bruise that he has on his hand. Here you go. This is from around the world, the Telegraph, right? 62, Trump is alive. The internet was convinced otherwise. right? There was actually people studying how much pizza, now don't tell me you didn't hear it out there, how much pizza had been ordered at the Pentagon. There was something going on at the Pentagon. Pizza delivery to the Pentagon was up. Yes, I mean, everything was out there. Everything. So, I got a couple more I want to put out here, Diane, before we get into the Buddy Carter is going to put his own money back in. He's going to spend another $1 million in the race, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So Trump, I just want to show you a couple more here. I think there's one here where there's a chyron that says, Trump is alive. Hang tight. Won't take me but a second. Those are the Epstein. All right. So anyhow, all weekend long. Oh, here's one right here I wanted to show you. This is from yesterday. Give me number 126. I think Trump looked pretty good yesterday. I do. I think Trump looked well yesterday. And they're talking about the way that he has his hand at the desk, at the Resolute desk. I don't think, yeah, okay, I'm going to have it here in a minute, 40, right here. I think he looked pretty good yesterday. Now, 47, and we'll get past this, all right? He has a bruise on his hand. Now, he's 79 years old, and he can't seem to, I guess, shake the bruise off the hand. And the White House, today, President Trump announced that the U.S. Space Command headquarters, they're talking about how everybody, this is the Alabama delegation, and that Trump sat at the desk and crossed his hands and put the hat, that's even going around the conspiracy theorists, the hat in front of his hands so you can't see the bruise. But yesterday, I thought it was, I enjoy video 3.
They got it. Peter?
President Trump, something completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see you for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard, it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do them for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that. I get reports. Now, you knew I did an interview that lasted for about an hour and a half with somebody, and everybody saw that was on one of your competitors. I did numerous shows and also did a number of truths, long truths, I think pretty poignant truths. No, I was very active over the weekend. They also knew I went out to visit some people at the club that I own, pretty nearby on the Potomac River. And no, I've been very active actually over the weekend. I didn't hear that one. That's pretty serious stuff.
I'm glad it's
well, it's fake news. You know, it's just it's so fake. That's why the media has so little credibility. I knew they were saying, like, is he okay? How's he feeling? What's wrong? I said, I just left. And it's also sort of a longer weekend, you know, it's Labor Day weekend. So I would say a lot of people know I was very active this Labor Day. I had heard that, but I didn't hear it to that extent. Go ahead, Peter.
something else. We know that this country has a huge.
So Trump is alive and well. Okay. Yes, the media, you know, for months, Biden did not surface for months. We don't know who was in the Oval Office. Biden 1, Biden 4, Biden 8, right? I mean, just saying. Is Biden still alive? You see, when we talk and say, is Biden still alive, that's quackery, right? The quackery. That's what we are. So anyhow, I thought I would let you know, President Trump is in great shape, looks good, and all is well. So before we get to China, Colorado. Now, Trump is going to move. He's going to move Space Force to Huntsville, Colorado, Rocket City. I've been to Huntsville a couple times. Moving, I don't want to talk about Epstein at the current moment, but he's moving everything to Colorado. Hold on just a minute. I want to double check.
He's moving everything to Alabama.
I keep saying he's moving it from Colorado to Alabama. Thank you. That was a test. I wanted to see if you were out there. No, it really wasn't a test. President Trump, I'm trying to look at something, and President Trump is moving Space Force from Colorado to Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it. And there's something I wanted to show you here on that, because they're losing their mind over this. We got to talk about Chicago. We will in just a minute. I just want to go through the Huntsville, Alabama military parade. Joni Ernst is not running again. Have you seen have you seen Laura Bobart lately? I mean, I didn't recognize her. I absolutely did not recognize her. Oh, wait a minute, I'm going through here. They really don't want to talk about it. Wow. I was going through all of my pictures, and basically they're not even talking about it. So I guess I'll have to. Video 1.
Yeah, please.
On Space Command, sir, are you concerned that people may not be willing to relocate from Colorado to Alabama?
No, I'm not worried. We'll get somebody else.
Colorado.
I mean, the problem with Colorado is they have a very corrupt voting system. Look, I have so many friends in Colorado. Anytime you have mail-in voting, you have corrupt elections. Very simple. It's very simple. Even Jimmy Carter said it with his commission. They set up a commission with him and Scoop Jackson and some people, highly regarded people. And they said the finding was, if you have mail-in voting, you will have corrupt elections. Well, your radical left governor decided that he was going to have all mail-in voting in Colorado. Once you have all mail-in voting, and for whatever reason, the Democrats cheat. And they cheat like, they're not stupid. That's the only thing. They're no good on policy. They're no good on management. They're no good at government. But they're great at cheating. And they stick together, too. I give them credit for sticking together. Please.
So they're good on cheating. How does MSNBC report this? Let's go to video 6.
U.S. Space Command's headquarters will be relocated from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. President Trump made that announcement yesterday at the White House, pointing to Colorado's mail-in voting system as a major reason for the move.
I want to thank Colorado. The problem I have with Colorado, one of the big problems, they do mail-in voting. They went to all mail-in voting. So they have automatically crooked elections. And we can't have that. When a state is for mail-in voting, that means they want dishonest elections, because that's what that means. So that played a big factor also.
Now, Colorado automatically sends mail-in ballots to all registered voters, but the state also offers in-person voting. The Biden administration had paused the Space Command HQ move to Alabama in 2023, citing that state's highly restrictive abortion laws.
Yeah, right. Colorado sends a mail-in ballot to every registered voter. Every registered voter. Now, we stopped that in Georgia. Remember, in 2020, Brad Raffensperger sent out a mail-in ballot to every registered voter. So you can get a mail-in ballot if you're registered to vote. And what Trump is saying here, he is correct. Because remember this, all right? We have right here, let me see if this is it, Diane. Give me 68. Motor voter. Remember that? Motor voter, right? Automatic voter registration could be in jeopardy in Georgia. Automatic voter registration, which has given Georgia one of the highest registration rates in the nation, might be endangered next year. So going to register, going to get your driver's license and automatically registering someone to vote and then sending them a mail-in ballot. You see what he's saying about Colorado? And Trump is serious. So I started the show out. I asked you, what do you think about some of the possibilities of federalizing some elections, or what's coming down the pike as an executive order? He told you straight up he's moving it out of Colorado. He's moving it into Alabama. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we have to talk about what happened in China yesterday. We have to talk about the Epstein files or lack of Epstein files. And Chicago. Do you agree with sending troops to Chicago when we return?
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. Now, H-1B visas, right? So this morning, as I'm watching all of the deep state corporate corrupt media, they're not discussing so much how China, Russia, North Korea, but they seem to be very upset that we are not Modi, India, that we are not, doing everything we can to kiss their ass. I try not to say certain things, folks, but Doesn't work out that way. So, give me number 40. And we're going to talk about this a little later in the program. But, they are over there. Kim Jong-un stands center stage right there. And they're discussing all morning long about India. And I've said some things yesterday, and I'm not saying that I don't know some people from India that I like and enjoy, and some that I consider friends. But instead of our education system, instead of us focusing on our children, we were sold a bill of goods that the H-1B visa would help us bring in the best and the brightest. The best and the brightest. And India is where we could get all the people for code, our computer tech, one thing after another. That's what we were sold. Now, Trump put the tariffs on, and I'm tired of hearing about what the tariffs are doing to our allies and the uncertainty of tariffs. And the fact remains that Trump is trying everything he can to get American products on foreign shelves. Now, India could send us people. We could put out all the visas and welcome them in. They now own, I've heard the percentage the other day of the number of the number of motels, the percentage of motels that they own in this country. The list goes on. But God forbid we ask to put one thing on their shelf. And we're going to put we have people like this gay drunk senator from South Carolina named Lindsey Graham running around screaming that we're going to put these devastating, crushing sanctions on Russia. Just absolutely going to devastate their economy, crushing sanctions. In fact, anyone that buys Russian oil, that would be India, Modi, and China, why, they're just going to be crushing sanctions. Yesterday, Trump was asked about India. Give me video 4.
We get along with India very well, but India you have to understand, for many years it was a one-sided relationship. Only now, since I came along, and because of the power that we have with tariffs, India was charging us tremendous tariffs, about the highest in the world. They were about the highest in the world, number one. And we therefore weren't doing much business with India, but they were doing business with us because we weren't charging them. Foolishly, we weren't charging them. So they would send in massive, everything they made, they'd send it in, pour it into our country. Therefore, it wouldn't be made here, which is a negative. But we would not send in anything because they were charging us 100% tariffs. And, I'll give you an example. Harley Davidson couldn't sell into India. There was a 200% tariff on a motorcycle. So what happens? Harley Davidson went to India and built a motorcycle plant. And now they don't have to pay tariffs. Same thing as us. So what we're doing is literally thousands of companies are coming into the U.S., car companies, AI, but, more traditionally car companies. We have so many car company factories under construction or being designed right now. And they're coming from China, they're coming from Mexico, I must tell you, and they're coming from Canada, a lot of them coming from Canada. But they're coming into our country because they want to build here. And they want to build here for two reasons. Number one, they'd like to be here. And number two, the tariffs are protecting them. And number three, they want to avoid paying tariffs. When they build their cars here, they don't have any tariffs to pay. You know, when you build here, you don't have any tariffs.
That is just very clear. Very clear. And why we can't have the American spirit, the patriotism. I mean, why can't that be a unifying moment? Why is that Democrat or Republican? Why is it? Why is that how come that's not a unifying moment for all the country? We watched and we have these terrible deals that were made in the past. We watched the jobs leave. I mean, there's not enough time on this program to talk about going through, you know, I'm tired of being called a tourist town. I mean, in America, if you will look, all right, if you will look all across this country and if you live where they call it a tourist town, when you live 15 miles from what was a major factory that made Levi's jeans. Levi's. How American could that be? Levi's jeans. And you live from 15 miles from a major factory that manufactured Levi's jeans. And in that town, the children went to school, the moms and dads went to work. They had productive jobs. They were not strung out on drugs. The community did not have a devastating drug problem. But they leave and they go to Mexico. And to revitalize your area, they name it a tourist town. And they come in and they put nice sidewalks and, you know, you can buy fudge and you can buy candy and you can buy overpriced flip-flops and you can ride the tourist train. It's a tourist town. And you go from here, right, where people want to come live in the tourist town, go to the tourist town, eat in the tourist town. You go from here all the way to here, and I mean all the way here, where you have drug problems, you have people who can't get jobs, real jobs. But then you have someone like India that you can't put your stuff on their shelves, and we're busy all across the country putting together a tourist town. You know, I know a town, and I'm not going to knock this. This is not an argument, okay? Do not get in an argument with me. You got it? So you have this town, and in the past, there's 5 factories. At least 5 factories, right? You got carpet, upholstery. You've got about 4 or 5 factories in the town. They're gone. The economic engine that's driving the town currently, the comeback, is a tourist town with wineries. Right? Wineries. Not factories. Now, it's not the end of the world. I got nothing against a winery, okay? I personally don't, but hey. And then Trump is trying to get you to build here. You have to build here. And that's not a unifying message. That is partisan. That's a political. No, that's American. And I don't care if India ever sends another person over here. I don't care. I do not. And if we can't put our stuff on their shelves, to hell with them. But everybody's freaking out that Trump is driving a wedge between us and our allies. No, Trump is trying to create a job for you damn kids. Trump is trying to blow up. Give me video. Let's see. Where the hell is it at? I thought I had it here. Give me video 12. So take that down. Give me number, that's Trey Diagua, whatever. That boat's coming out of Venezuela, loaded with drugs, gang members, headed to the United States. Give me number 70, right? We're trying to bring back jobs in this country, trying to stop drugs. Earlier this morning, on my orders, the U.S. military forces conducted a kinetic strike, is that what it says, against positively identified Trey Diagua terrorist coming out of Venezuela. Give me number. Could have sworn I had 134. Here's little Marco this morning, 134. As President of the United States just announced moments ago, today the U.S. military conducted a lethal strike on a southern Caribbean against a drug vessel which had been departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization. Number 133, the U.S. Trump strikes alleged Venezuelan drug boat. Here is what we have in the area. U.S. battleships. This is number 132 in Venezuela. Stopping the drugs. He's working on, he knows the cartels are down there in Mexico. He's putting people on the border. He's telling the Mexican president it's going to stop. He's telling China they're going to stop. He's telling the world they're going to stop sending us stuff in here to kill our kids. We're going to bring the jobs back here so your kids can get cleaned up and get a job. Have jobs in this country, not in India. Make the motorcycles here. You're going to put our stuff on your shelves? Or are you going to pay this price? There's some of these things that should be unifying moments that are not partisan or political, and it should be American. And it should not have a divide between a political party where we're attacking each other. 126. You know, I hear on a daily basis. I hear on a daily basis from Trump has fallen to the deep state. I hear on a daily basis of Trump and other things. We'll just leave it at that. On a daily basis. The country's in a flat-out mess, folks. A flat-out mess. And I really think he's trying to correct elections. If we do not have accurate elections, he's trying to remove the drugs. He's trying to bring back jobs. He's trying to stop crime. Some of these things we should stop the politics and unify to save lives in this country. Give me number 129. Trump says he's going in. Trump's sending National Guard to Baltimore. He says, I'm going in, right? Give me number 125. Can Governor Pritzker stop Trump's troop deployment? Not can we save lives? No. Right? Nothing about can we save lives. What are we talking about this morning? Epstein. What are they talking about? Epstein. Chicago is a hellhole. 115. This guy here, don't forget who this guy is. His first cousin is a man who thinks he's a woman. This billionaire in Chicago, Brandon, okay? The mayor of Chicago, look here, I showed you this yesterday. Give me number 63. Give me number 63. And then let's play this jackass here. 9 killed, 52 wounded over Labor Day weekend. Most violent holiday weekend of the summer. As President Trump threatens to deploy. Now, let me just say this. If you go to this article, these are names, 9 names people don't care about. 9 names, 2:30 in the morning, 11:55, homicide, 9 names. Just because they're not big names. President Trump wants to go in. He wants to clean this mess up. Give me video 7.
I didn't say when, but the answer is, look, Chicago's very interesting because I watched Pritzker get up and say about, we don't need help, we're safe. But 2 weeks ago, they had 6 people murdered, and they had 24 people hit by bullets. Well, we're going in. I didn't say when, we're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation.
Welcome back to Wage.
He's going in. Number 87. This is Brandon. This is Brandon, right? The mayor who gets his paycheck at Cook County, right? This is the mayor of Chicago, 92. This is J.B. Pritzker. Give me Pritzker on Trump video 8.
Was neither needed nor wanted.
I want to address the president's unhinged remarks a few minutes ago, begging me to call him. No, I will not call the president, asking him to send troops to Chicago. I've made that clear already. I'm aware that the president of the United States likes to go on television and beg me to call and ask him for troops. I find this extraordinarily strange, as Chicago does not want troops on our streets. I also have experience asking the president for assistance, just to have the rug pulled out from underneath me when execution meets reality. I refuse to play a reality game show with Donald Trump again.
But then listen closely.
He refuses. He doesn't care about those names. This is a billionaire, right? 28. They talk about billionaires all the time. Don't forget, this guy here, his family, this is his cousin. This is a man. This is J.B. Pritzker's cousin, Jennifer. Number 29, Mrs. Doubtfire here. Don't forget this billionaire family. He wants to be president of the United States. He doesn't care about these dead people. He doesn't care about that. The two of them, their family pushing synthetic sex identities. Now, it's so bad, even Morning Joe agrees with BKP here a little bit. Video 9.
That said, like, if 54 people are shot in Chicago over the weekend and 7 people are killed, I think the focus needs to be on protecting those residents every bit as much as it does striking out against Donald Trump's plans for Chicago.
Yeah, it's just a question of the solution. No one could possibly disagree that there's a problem in Chicago and 54 people are shot. But the president did say yesterday, we're sending troops into Chicago. I didn't say when, but we're going to send troops in. It's going to be more difficult in Chicago for him because of the Constitution.
Right.
But I think everyone who knows Donald Trump agrees he's going to try to find a way. And what the governor and the mayor of Chicago perhaps would be wise to discuss, as Mayor Bowser of Washington has been doing, is what can we do together here?
What's the partnership?
What's the solution
Yeah,
to stop the killing in our city?
What can we?
You see, Mayor Bowser, right, in Washington, D.C., quickly said, you know what? The phone was ringing off the hook, and her people in Washington, D.C., give me number 92. Her people in Washington, D.C., give me 104. I don't know what I want here. I want 104. All right. Mayor Bowser in Washington, D.C., the citizens are calling City Hall, and she's like working with the president. Now, Washington, D.C., because of the federal government being there in the District of Columbia, it is different. But still yet, even Morning Joe is saying, you know, maybe you pick up the phone. Maybe we work together to get rid of the crime. Pritzker and this guy here are ready to go to war. That's right. Watch what happens when he goes to Baltimore and he goes to Chicago. They are prepared like they're going to war against the help. The people of Chicago want the help. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about, we have the Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we have the Georgia Hour. And then we're going to come back and talk about China and a little bit of Epstein. And we got to talk about RFK Jr. and what's happening there. And Lisa Cook, the mortgage fraud of Lisa Cook. 3 houses she claims are her primary residence that she rents out. Take a break.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting edge digital technology and state of the art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second to none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. At 10 o'clock will be the Georgia Hour. A lot going on. The Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. Now, RFK Jr., I want to talk about that in just a moment. But, you know, let's run through briefly the world headlines, okay? And what's out there. So give me number 37. We're going to roll through these very quickly. Yesterday, China, all right, military, Putin, Kim Jong-un hold bilateral meeting. Now, don't forget, as I want to go back to 37, but jump up to 27. This is something our media, we're not talking about. They're not asking questions. Europe drafting precise plans for troop deployment to Ukraine with U.S. backing. All right, this is Ursula at the EU. I don't know who's supposed to pay for this. Now, go back to 37. Don't forget, Kim Jong-un has dedicated 30,000. Now, he's over there in China. Now, Taiwan this morning, I have to tell you, I would be a nervous wreck if I was Taiwan watching that military parade yesterday. Number 38. Oh, by the way, the Telegraph yesterday, reports of my death are fake news. Trump, Kim tells Putin, I'll do everything I can to help. North Korea. Number 40, Kim Jong-un stands center stage. He gets center stage with Putin at China military parade. The BBC, here they are again at the BBC, right? That's number 41. 42, Sputnik. North Korea will certainly help Russia if needed. Okay. There you go. I just want to put all this together for you. I know they're talking about Epstein. Well, here is number 51. Trump condemns Putin, Xi Jinping, and Kim Jong-un conspiring against America. That's what Trump come out yesterday. Let's see here. New York Post, triple threat. Let me go through they're bragging, right? Number 69, the big question to be answered is whether or not President Xi of China will mention the massive amount of support and blood that the United States gave to China in order to help it secure its freedom. This is all about World War II. And moving right along here. Give me yesterday's military parade. Give me this, 100. China showcases its military force in massive parade. 101. Now, you remember Belarus, that's where Putin wants to put, this was massive, this parade. Whether you, and it was a show of unity in the region. 111, Russia's Putin, North Korea's Kim. There they are. And let's see if I have anything else on that. So 122. And here you go, 124. So just showing you here this massive parade in China. Now, China is supporting Russia. They're friends. North Korea, a nuclear country, a country with nuclear weapons, supporting Russia. India, over there yesterday, showing support with China and Russia, going to buy their oil. And here is the side that we are on. Now, number 27, the EU is talking about putting boots on the ground. Okay? Now, you look at over there at China, military parade, Russia, North Korea, Europe drafting a plan to put troops in Ukraine. 26. This guy right here causing America a lot of problems. Zelensky to reportedly meet European leaders in Paris on September 4th. Where do these people keep getting the money? Now, let me show you just a couple things. Our debt, right? We're going to run out of money. We are going to run out of money, and we have to do a CR, continuing resolution. Number 43. You can go to Politico, of all places, read this article. I haven't seen this much uncertainty since 1968. Even a Macron resignation won't save France. They are in so much debt. I'm serious. The debt is so enormous in France right now. They do not have the money to come forward. I mean, number 73. They don't have the money to come forward and pay troops. They don't have the money to fight a war. UK borrowing cost hit 27-year high, adding to pressure. The UK's market slide as debt angst drives 30-year yield. UK fiscal vulnerability and the rising cost of debt. These people don't have the money. We don't have the money. We don't have the money. They don't have the money to fight a war. What makes them think? Who's going to pay for the boots on the ground? Are we backing them financially? Are we saying you put the boots on the ground, we'll pay your troops? What's really going on here? Now, our media will run propaganda and tell you what a terrible shape China's in. They'll tell you that North Korea can't even turn on the lights at night. They'll tell you Russia is just a disaster. But where in our media do they ever report these people are so broke? They're broke. I mean, there is actually A worldwide financial collapse and a reorganization right around the corner, folks. No one talks about the UK. No one talks about France. They don't talk about our debt. There's a financial collapse somewhere around the corner, hiding. All right? Now, I just want to show you that. Military might in China, Taiwan, Russia is not going to allow these troops to be placed in the middle of Ukraine. Not going to allow it. They want their own security guarantees. So that being said, now, RFK Jr., they want rid of RFK Jr. The CDC, give me 94. We've talked about this guy here, right? 94, this guy. And we know that this is who he is, number 15. This is who he is. Give me 56. Rand Paul's going to testify today. 56. This is what Rand Paul said. Gay CDC officials' lifestyle disqualified him from government. He's going to testify. Thank you, Rand Paul. Now, how can you say that a vaccine, if it's not exactly perfect, right? Now, you're going to talk about warp speed, and there's going to be some people say, well, Donald Trump gave us the vaccine, all the above. It's not a vaccine. It doesn't eradicate something. It doesn't work. So here is just a brief RFK on the Pfizer with Bill Maher video 16.
There's 25% of Americans who believe that they know somebody who was killed by a COVID vaccine. Killed? 25% of Americans, 52% of Americans believe that the vaccines are causing injuries, including death. 52%. If you look at the clinical trial studies, the actual studies that were done, that were released, of the Pfizer vaccine, Moderna has not released it. If you look at the Pfizer vaccine, there were 22,000 people in the placebo group, 22,000 people who got the actual vaccine. And the people who got the vaccine had a 23% higher death rate from all causes at the end of that study.
But that could not be the disease itself?
No, well,
because we know that
if it is, then the vaccine doesn't work, does it?
Well, it's certainly. Well, no, that's not. That's.
Now, this morning on they're trying to get rid of RFK Jr. Trying to get rid of him. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Give me number. They want you to talk about. They want you to talk about Epstein. They want you to talk about Epstein. Give me number 75. And they want to get rid of him. And he is under a lot of pressure. Kennedy's editorial. He has a Wall Street Journal opinion page. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We're restoring public trust in the CDC. Now, we would have a 4-hour show, right, if we spent all the time running video on the lies. What was her name? Zelensky? No, not Zelensky. What was her name? Anyhow, if we show all the lies that the CDC told us concerning COVID, it'd be, they'd be hours of programming here. And we have to restore the trust. And we keep talking about a vaccine. Now, I'm not anti-vaccine. Easy. I'm not anti-vaccine, but don't ask me to take a shot for something that you're not sure if it works. Don't ask me to put any chemical in my body that you're not sure it works. Listen to this guy. Well, first of all, video 10. I don't know how much of this I'm going to play. Video 10.
Job when it was time to vote. Vote, and every day since. You've got 8 months of evidence that we've got someone in that job who's manifestly unqualified to have that responsibility.
And dangerous.
Well, and is it war? And is it war with the nation's health? The health of children. And by the way, this really bears underlining. If you look before insanity took over, like with the COVID vaccines, and anti-vaxxing went from being something.
Yes, unqualified, absolutely unqualified. Insanity took place. Now, video 11, I played this earlier. Video 11.
Is
what RFK Jr. thinks.
Yeah, measles is back in some places. As you said, a couple of children have died, in large part because of the quackery that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has led this movement against vaccines. And then he tries to have it both ways when he's getting...
The quackery. Now, I don't know what this guy's thinking to say this. Give me video 15.
That can make this argument to the president. But just again, to get back to why we're here, why is it that Donald Trump has basically rebuked one of the biggest successes of his first term and second term, for that matter, something that, even if you want to argue that the vaccines weren't perfect, gave Americans and people worldwide the confidence to get out of their house and get the economy and this world back on track? It's because his own voters turned on it. And he is a politician like everybody else in Congress. And who do they fear the most? They fear voters. And that...
Even if it weren't perfect, even if it weren't, even if when you get done, it's not actually perfect. No, but it gave you the confidence, knowing it does not work, knowing it does not prevent you from getting COVID. It doesn't work. It's not perfect. We've got some inconsistent data. But you know what? It'll give you the confidence to get back out of the house. It'll help open the schools up, help open the businesses up. It'll help make you feel better to stand next to someone in the grocery line. It'll help you feel better to go out and eat at a restaurant. You remember that bullshit where they went to restaurants and they taped off every other table? You remember the absolute bullshit that now if we ask about a vaccine, now if we ask about science, because we're not following their science, we're the bad people. These are the people, these educated people that they think are qualified are the ones that went in and put a tape across the tables we were not allowed to sit at because they would have been too close for me to breathe my COVID over on you. The absolute bullshit. These are the people that went and took tape and put X's on floors and measured off and put little footprints everywhere in the store for you to stand. And RFK Jr. is crazy? Sorry. All right, folks. It is time for the Georgia Hour. Before we go, 96. I think, Diane, is it not? Is the Powerball? So I told you if I won, you can't. It's over $1 billion now, right? And I said, you know what? If I win the Powerball and I cash out at what, $500 million? Just say, what if I cash out $500 million? I would rent a limo. And I would go on a Kiss My Ass tour. I would. I'd rent a limo and I'd go on a tour all across many places. And I'd have right on the limo, BKP's Kiss My Ass tour. I'll be back in 10 minutes, right on the dot, 10 o'clock. Don't be late, the Georgia Hour.
$11,000 discounts real? You bet they are during the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11,000 at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
$11,000 discounts real? You bet they are during the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you'd better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11 grand at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility,
Good morning, folks. It's 10 a.m., and you know what that means? Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. means it's time for the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour I'm your host, BKP. You're watching Voice of Rural America, and it's time for the Georgia Hour. Diane, how are you? 10:01. Now, many of you, I have a couple messages out there. In fact, I have to check something here while we're opening up. Fulton County Board of Elections. No, I'm sorry. Fulton County. Wait a minute. Fulton County. Okay. I'm looking for Brad Raffensperger. Fulton County Board of Commissioners is meeting this morning, and I just want to see Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. I don't see anything at this time. All right. And the reason I say that, now, many of you want to go to paper ballots. So there's a couple things here we have to cover. We have hand-marked, hand-counted paper ballots, or hand-marked with a tabulator counting the paper ballot. So keep that in mind, all right? So I think you want hand-marked, hand-counted at the precinct paper ballots. I think what they're preparing to try to get you to accept is paper ballots with a tabulator. So we'll discuss that a little later in our elections. Now, we know, number one, right now, the Board of Commissioners in Fulton County, they are meeting, and we're wondering today, we'll get into this in just a minute, we're wondering if they will appoint Jason Frazier and reappoint Julie Adams to the Board of Registration and Elections in Fulton County. That's happening as we speak. 13, number 13, we just want to get this out of the way. The Georgia Republican Party, Inc., the executive director, Justin, is that his name? Justin Rice, right? He is leaving. He is no longer, he'll be leaving. He left August 31st. So there was a Georgia Republican Party Executive Committee meeting last week. Now, Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, he does not take recommendations. They don't vote Josh McCoon appoints the executive director. The executive committee of the party does not vote on this. He will announce who the new executive director is. You would think normally they would get some resumes, go through the resumes, send them out to at least the state officers. At least the state officers. Right? But that's not how it works. Josh McCoon, the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, makes this sole decision on his own. So the point being is on August 31st, Justin Rice left as executive director of the Georgia Republican Party. We expected that to happen. I figured they would time it out for the Labor Day weekend. So, number 14, we're asking you right now. I have asked several members of the executive director of the executive committee. Sorry, let me get this correct. I've asked several members of the executive committee of the Georgia Republican Party who the new executive director is. Now, cue ball there, that's Travis Bowden. That's Josh's very close personal best friend in the entire world. Cue ball. Travis Bowden. He was executive director before he got fired. So there's two things here. We are hoping and praying that the new executive director of the Georgia Republican Party is A, not a second appointment of cue ball or Katie Frost. That's right, Katie Frost. We're hoping she's not the new executive director of the Georgia Republican Party. Just saying that, just putting it out there, okay? I mean, Katie needs a job, right? Just saying. So if you know who the new executive director of the Georgia Republican Party, who's going to take that office, let us know here. Give us a tip inside. So we'll take that down. We're watching that. Now, you want hand-marked paper ballots. And in Georgia, we have the, give me number 64. Republican lawmakers push for hand-marked ballots in the November election. Now, we want to go back to 64, but the election they're talking about, just so you know, number 2, in November, we have the Public Service Commissioner races coming up. And we have 2 incumbents, Republicans, against the 2 Democrats, and that's in November. And so that's the races they're talking about for November. Now let's go back to, I know we have it here. What number were we at there, Diane? Let's go back to Republican Party. There you go. I need to find it here. I'm not going to be able to read it on the screen. So, lawmakers called Tuesday for a rapid test run of hand-marked paper ballots in this year's election. Donald Trump put pressure. They're saying that Donald Trump put pressure. And election security activists who oppose electronic voting touchscreens. Number 65, 2 House Republican Committee chairmen stressed the urgency in a letter to the Secretary of State. So I'm going to show you in a minute. This is Tim Fleming. He's the chair of the committee. And Victor Anderson. It is imperative to begin testing viable alternatives to the continued use, alternatives to the continued use of QR codes on the ballots. Now, QR codes are supposed to be off the ballot already as the new law. No more QR codes on the ballot. Wrote House Governmental Affairs Chairman Victor Anderson. Study Committee Chairman Tim Fleming. Under their proposal, Raffensperger would ask counties and cities to voluntarily participate. So here's what's going on. Just so you know, all right? Just so you know, let me get to the letter here. They sent a letter to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. This is the 2, give me number 80. This is Victor Anderson and Tim Fleming. Victor Anderson is on your left. Tim Fleming from Covington is on your right. Tim Fleming is the chairman, all right? And he is the chairman of the committee. He is also running for Secretary of State. There's a lot of positioning taking place in this committee. A lot of positioning. So they want to run a test of hand-marked paper ballots. So they sent a letter, number 83, to Secretary Brad Raffensperger. We write to encourage you to immediately consider a voluntary test program evaluating the feasibility of utilizing hand-marked paper ballots and testing precinct scanners. So keep that in mind, okay? They want to go to hand-marked paper ballots with precinct scanners, tabulators, okay? Watch and see. And be conducted during the November 4th election, statewide service commission election, and the December 5th, 2025 local runoff elections. The General Assembly has mandated that by July 1st, 2026, the official tabulation count of any ballot scanner shall be based upon the text portion of the machine marked, providing that such mark clearly denotes the elector's selection and does not use a QR code. All right, so we know the QR code by law has to go. You know that. But what I want you to keep in mind, hand-marked, the November and December election presents a unique and particularly, or is that practical? I'm not using glasses. Opportunity to evaluate, okay? I think it's practical. Hand-marked paper ballots as the default method, updated and more secure ballot marking device, software, and printers for voters requiring accessibility. First of all, they have to, your county. So how does this work? It's volunteer. Your county has to volunteer to do it. Now, if you want to do it in your county, you have to, what you need to do is you have to go right now to your Board of Elections, your next meeting, Board of Elections, your whoever is the head of your Board of Elections, and tell them you want to volunteer. You want your county to volunteer to do this. And if you're a Republican Party right now, all right, if you're a Republican Party, small county out there, large county, whatever, volunteer to help in any way for your next election cycle. But this is a volunteer program. Now, keep in mind, Brad Raffensperger has to approve this, and he has not come out and made a statement yet. So before everybody starts talking about the good news, now I understand. I understand this letter is out there. But before everybody starts talking about going to paper ballots, we're going to go to paper ballots. That's what was said. This letter has been sent to Raffensperger. It's only a recommendation from the committee to do a practical test, all right, at a time. Now, they feel that the turnout is going to be low for a public service commissioner race, and they feel it'd be the perfect time. So, 1, your county has to opt in, has to volunteer. 2, Brad Raffensperger, which really should be what I say 1, Brad Raffensperger has to say, okay, let's do this. So we will see. I checked today. I have not seen anything where Brad Raffensperger has made a comment on this letter from the committee. So let's hang on, see what happens. Now, that being said, I want to I want to pull that article up. So over in Forsyth County, now here are the 2 races, number 2, and let's go over these races briefly. These are the 2 races, the Public Service Commissioner. I'm trying to tell you, I won't spend the same amount of time I did yesterday, but I'm trying to tell you that if either of these come in Democrat, if you do not get out now and push for Fitz Johnson and Tim Echols right now, you're going to have a problem with your Senate race, your governor's race, your local state Senate, your local state representative. Yes, anywhere that the Democrats pose a serious challenge, they will have the money to do it if either of these come in Democrat. Now, we got a special election coming up, and I don't know if I September 23rd. Pretty sure that's correct. Let me look at that on the calendar. Yes, that's a Tuesday. So September 23rd is the runoff. Here are the 2 candidates for. We have a runoff, SD 21, right? Senate District 21. And this is the Democrat that in a 7-way race, right? I'm going to want 4 and 5. In a 7-way race, this Democrat got 39.5% of the vote. 7 candidates ended up with almost 40% of the vote, the Democrat. And number 5 here is the Republican. So I've told you this, in this race right here, it doesn't matter. You have to get back out and support your candidate. Let me just put it like this. If her voters, and I think I have it here, Diane. I thought I carried over her voters this morning. Stay with me. Oh, maybe I did not. If her voters, yeah, here it is. I think it's number 35. You see, her voters, 8,438. If they come back and only Dickerson's voters come back, you see, there's a difference in a runoff. And let me tell you who wins a runoff. And this is what makes me nervous with SD 21. The person that usually wins a runoff is the person that usually gets their voters back. So this lady is probably working as hard as she can to get 8,438 voters just to come back for her. Now, keep in mind, she's asking her 8,438 voters to come back and vote for her again. That's not hard. So if you voted for her once, right? If you voted for her once, you got no problem going back and voting for her again. Now, here's the challenge Dickerson has. Dickerson has to get all of his 3,707 voters back. But then he has to hope that Steve West voters want to go now and vote for him, because obviously they didn't want to the first time. He has to hope that Brian Will, his 2,090 voters, will go back and vote for him. He's a different candidate because they didn't choose him the first time. The point is the Republicans are up against the wall, not only having to get Dickerson's voters back to the polls, but getting people that voted for someone else to now vote for him. Democrat does not have the same challenge. All Democrat has to do is focus on getting their voters back. I'm telling you right now, I've said it multiple times, if this district, SD 21, go to, give me 34, if this district goes Democrat, they will treat it as though they won the biggest national election. It will get so much coverage September 23rd, 2025. I'm just telling you right now, I'm really pushing on this. You're getting tired of hearing it. But if the entire state of Georgia does not get in and push to win Senate District 21, well, stop thinking your candidate can beat John Ossoff. Just saying. All right, take that down. So, number one, we know the story here. This is Jason Frazier and Julie Adams. And the Fulton County Republican Party, we'll just put this up here. The Fulton County Republican Party has appointed them for the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. Now, when you're appointed to the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections, your name gets put forward to the Fulton County Board of Commissioners to vote on it. And the argument that they're having is, should the Republican Party, because there's supposed to be 2 Republicans, all right? Now, this is going to go to the Supreme Court of Georgia. This is going to be interesting how this ends up. And lawmakers should have cleaned this mess up a long time ago. But Fulton County has their own ordinance written, their own laws that they have to adhere to. And what Georgia did several years ago, you can't just do anything you want. But what Georgia did several years ago is basically let counties write their ordinance on how to handle their election board, their local election board, and how to handle appointments on their own. And they didn't get involved. And now it's a problem. We could go through the several counties throughout the state that have a major problem. But we'll stick with Fulton County. According to Fulton County rules in their charter, they're supposed to appoint or accept 2 Republicans from the Fulton County Republican Party. They will not accept these 2 names here. So the commission says, look, you put them forward. We vote whether we accept them. If we don't accept them, you got to put 2 more names forward. As you well know, this is well on its way in court. And Fulton County Commission, the Fulton County has been held in contempt. Fulton County has been held in contempt to the point that the judge imposed a $10,000 a day fine for not putting these 2 on the Board of Elections in Fulton County from the Fulton County Republican Party. But same judge put a stay on the fine while this is being litigated. We don't know how long that will take. So Julie Adams, as you well know, is already serving on the board, will continue to serve on the board until A, she's reappointed, B, she resigns and someone else is appointed. Now, Jason Frazier, they have an empty spot. There's no Republican on the board. Jason Frazier has been appointed, okay, and they will not accept. Now, we have shown you multiple posts from Jason Frazier on how many voter registrations he finds at one address, and we know why the so-called election deniers are not being accepted. So today, the Board of Elections, or the Board of Commissioners in Fulton County have an opportunity to vote and put them on the commission. But here's what we have. Let's see here. Number 79. Defiant support. The Fulton County Commission will have another chance today to comply with the court ruling ordering them to appoint 2 Republican members to the local board. At least 24 Democrat state lawmakers, 24, including 2 candidates for governor, say they shouldn't do it. State Senator Jason Estevez, right, and Rep. Derek Johnson, both Democrat candidates for governor, are among lawmakers who say they will attend today's meeting and urge commissioners not to appoint these Republicans, Jason Frazier and Julie Adams, to the county's election board. So here is Estevez. Here are 2 candidates for governor of the state of Georgia, Democrat candidates, who are openly telling them to defy a court order and stay in contempt. I mean, that's what they're saying. Do not. Now, leading the way, here you go. Number 71. Representative Park Cannon, 23 members of the Fulton County Legislative Delegation expressed disapproval of nominees to Fulton Board of Elections. So they're packing the house this morning. State Representative Park Cannon of Atlanta, along with 23 members of the Fulton County House and Senate Legislative Delegation, recently wrote a letter to the Fulton County Board of Commissioners urging them to reject the nomination of the 2 additional nominees to the Fulton County Board of Registration and Elections. The lawmakers will attend the Board of Commissioners meeting, that's today, and are encouraging the public to stand with them. These are not neutral administrators. They are active participants in a partisan scheme to undermine public confidence in elections. The lawmakers expressed in a written letter, we plead that you do not give in to their conspiracy theorists, to the liar, and to those who are seeking to bully you into submission. So here is a full list of everyone that will be here. And here you go. Here's the individual that is leading the way at the top of the letter. This is Representative number 72, Park Cannon. All right. State Representative Park Cannon serves the citizens of Georgia House District 58. So they are right there this morning. They are packing the House. Right? And they are telling the commission, do not vote yes. Stay in contempt. Do not follow a judge's order. I wonder if one of these, Mr. Estevez, was to become governor of Georgia and the courts demanded that he do something, would he defy the court? Just wondering. So this is going on this morning in Fulton County, a total defiance of a court order. So look, Diane, I want to run a very short commercial. I know I don't know how you haven't broke up. Just a couple minutes so I can pull up an article I was looking at earlier this morning that I want to reference. So take a very short break or until you see me give you the high sign to come back, okay? Just a couple minutes.
$11,000 discounts real? You bet they are during the Last Chance event at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where every Chevy has our biggest Last Chance discounts, like up to $11,000 off new Chevy Silverado 1500 crew cabs. But you better step on it. It's your last chance to save up to $11,000 at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP. No, you're not. You're watching the Georgia Hour. We're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching the Georgia Hour on Voice of Rural America. Now, every single day I come on here and we talk about different races, whether it be the Senate race, race for governor, lieutenant governor. But the goal is to win in 2026. The goal is to win this November for the Public Service Commission offices, and the goal is to win September 23rd in State Senate District 21. And I do mean that being Republican. I'm a lifelong Republican, and I do not see an option Now, I don't want to get on here and say, well, I just support ours, not a pirate, ours, a Republican because it's a Republican because it's a Republican. But I don't see any options. I don't see an independent candidate. Right now, I don't see other options on the Democrat Party that I could support in any way whatsoever. So I'm on here focused on winning. And we've got a problem. We don't have people focused on winning. And we have an entire district. We have an entire district in the state of Georgia. Now we've got people in the entire state in the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., that are tied to the Frost family. Now you know who they are. All right. And the entire family, but the dad, Brant Frost IV, is the only one named in the investigation at this time. Brant Frost IV, the father, but we know the entire family at First Liberty Building and Loan are tied in there, $140 million Ponzi scheme. Now, this is Coweta County, this is Coweta County, Georgia. And Coweta County's located in the 3rd district. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for that. Now, the 3rd district of Georgia is completely controlled by the Frost family. And why these people will not just get out, go away, and let us focus on winning, they have to try to maintain control. Katie Frost is the chair of the 3rd district. Mother Frost and a member of the, as chair of the 3rd district, she serves on the executive committee of the Georgia Republican Party, Inc., and she also serves on the Georgia Republican Party State Committee. Now, what they want, now the mother, Krista Frost, she is the 2nd vice chair of Coweta County Republican Party, and she serves on the state committee. Now, Brant Frost V, they will not lose the power. They put a puppet in place for him. So he resigned from state committee. And he also resigned as Coweta County Republican Party chairman, but he's still there. Now, I have one question before I move forward. My question is, who is now on the Georgia Republican Party State Committee in the 3rd district? Who took Brant Frost's place? Because I understand if a person resigns a state committee membership during their term, that the district chair, 3rd district chair, gets to appoint. Now, I'm not for sure, but one would want to look into that. So they have a major mess that they're causing all around the state. And they need to, everyone go home. Give me number 12. All right. And this is Brant Frost V. I would like to continue to serve in a smaller way. So he hasn't really gone anywhere. Still controls the website, the purse strings, and the new chair. So number 10, they have a phony meeting, and my understanding is they didn't allow any video, they didn't allow any audio, they didn't allow any pictures. I mean, just total shut the door, total privacy. So they go and they put number 10, a new chair in place. They put a new chair in place, and Nina Blackwelder is the new chair. No one else changed, but you see the mother is still second vice chair Krista Frost. But Chairman Nina Blackwelder, that's Brandt's puppet, 100%. Nothing changed there. Nothing. So there's been some articles come out, but give me number I have it here somewhere. We will find it. Not a problem. We will find it here. There's an article down there in Noonan concerning number 82. So this is from a newspaper in Noonan. Coweta GOP missed reset. Critics say Frost family keeps party small by design. So the Frost family, you got to keep in mind, this is a $140 million Ponzi scheme that they're all involved in. Now, they're all not named in it, but the whole family's involved. The Frost family is the Frost family. And cringeworthy and tone deaf. All right. This is Maxwell Britton on the left and State Representative Josh Bonner on the right. They both attended the meeting on August 28th. Critics say it was marred by internal disputes, last-minute maneuvering to keep Brandt Frost V in power, and a core group of voting members unwilling to turn the page on the Frost saga. Cringeworthy and tone deaf. State Rep Josh Bonner, guy in the tie, who represents Georgia's 73rd District, attended the meeting and felt it was cringeworthy and said party leaders appeared tone deaf to the need for a fresh start. It was just a big missed opportunity, Bonner said. There are so many folks that would love to be a part of the party who just get turned off by this kind of stuff. Coweta deserves much better, okay? Bait and switch. For lifetime, sorry. Don't know if it's lifetime, sorry, sir. For longtime Coweta GOP member and activist Maxwell Britton, who lost a bid for district committee seat, Frost claimed the outgoing felt like betrayal. I begged the executive committee. I called and texted. All I was told, don't worry, he's going to resign, Britton said. That's the guy in the cowboy hat and the beard. Then he walked away as chairman and comes right back with a vote on the executive committee. That was a bait and switch. Now, Brandt Frost is not pictured, the fifth, as the chair of Coweta County Republican Party, but he still has a vote on their executive committee. That's right. Britton later put his concerns in a letter to members accusing Frost loyalists of stacking proxies and railroading opponents through procedural maneuvers. He said one member arrived with 6 badges, 5 proxy votes plus his own. It screams we're manipulating, we're railroading our membership and doing whatever we want. The level of corruption has to be cleaned down here. It has to be. Now, normally, when a county is this corrupt, holy smokes. The district chair, that's why you have a district chair. This is the 3rd District of Georgia. Normally, the district chair would step in and say, whoa, wait a minute here, wait a minute. But the district chair is not going to step in because the district chair, not only does she live in Coweta County, not only is she a member of Coweta County Republican Party, their district chair, she is Katie Frost, Brant's sister, Krista Frost's daughter. So they can't, what Josh McCoon at the Georgia Republican Party will tell you, because Josh is a coward. Now, I get a lot of people that get upset with me, but Josh McCoon is absolutely a coward with no leadership ability whatsoever. Just doesn't. And if Josh McCoon was any kind of a leader, he would have been there the other night. Maybe he was. I don't think he was. He would have been there the other night as the state chairman. And he might have, should have stepped up and said, look, I can't walk in here and tell a county how to run your party, but I can do this. I can go out of here tomorrow and use my position to make statements about your county. And you don't want me doing that. And I can go to the executive committee and ask someone on the executive committee to start the removal process of Katie Frost. And you don't want me to do that. So let's clean this mess up now. But nobody steps forward to clean the mess up. You got to understand, since the very day it was found out that Brant Frost IV, and we had a complete corrupt convention, and the whole Frost family was in on the corrupt convention, $140 million Ponzi scheme, people 76 years old, 93 years old, millions of dollars gone, right? Not one thing has changed in the 3rd District of the Georgia Republican Party. Not one thing. Well, wait a minute. Well, that's the 3rd District. I could officially claim I'm correct. Go to number 10. The only thing that has happened, well, let me see here. The only thing that has happened is they replaced the picture and the name on chairman, but Brant Frost V is still in charge. And Brant Frost V did say, I resign from the state committee, but Brant Frost V still holds the vote on the state committee, because I guarantee you whoever goes down there in his place will vote and do exactly what he tells them to do. So in a roundabout way, not one single thing has changed in the 3rd District. Katie Frost is still chair. Mom is still on the state committee, still second vice chair. Brant still got a vote on the executive committee somehow, some way. Nothing has changed. Bait and switch. I mean, we're trying to win. All right, I don't want to talk about that anymore because I get worked up, because I want to know from the chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, did you refer any of your friends? Did you refer anyone to their business at First Liberty Building and Loan? Did you ever refer to them clients? Did you ever receive any kind of referral fee? Anything? Because I tell you, it stinks really bad. And seems like, Newsmax keeps having this Katie Frost on TV. It's almost like a $140 million Ponzi scheme. That's okay. Now, before we close here, number 76, I want to put this up. Buddy Carter is digging deeper into his money, his fortune. Trusted by Trump, he is going to put out. Remember when Buddy Carter got into the Senate race? All right, this would be the time I would think he would be maybe thinking about an exit. Because this past weekend, Saturday, at the Georgia game, Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, the king and queen, endorsed, that's the queen, Marty Antoinette Kemp. All right. Yes, the queen and the king endorsed Derek Dooley for the Senate. Well, this guy is the third man down. Mike Collins is first, I guess. Maybe he's second and Dooley's third. But it's time right now where you're thinking, if you're Buddy Carter, well, wait a minute. Do I stay in this race? Do I continue to put my money into this race? And he's digging in. Brian Kemp's not pushing him out of the race. He's going to put another $1 million up. U.S. Rep. Buddy Carter is once again dipping into his personal fortune, and he's made his campaign Wednesday is devoting another ad buy for $1 million. He's putting another $1 million into it. All right. Number 77, Buddy Carter courts crucial Trump endorsement in the next statewide ad. Now, you got to remember, give me number 78. Buddy Carter put his first $1 million in there. He's from the 1st District of Georgia, the guy with the red jacket on the far right. He put his first $1 million in there and ran very pro-Trump ads. Very pro-Trump ads. Now, there's a campaign against Mike Collins, and Brian Kemp put this out. He can't win the general. It was not the call was put out as leaked to the donor, or not the call, the audio from the meeting. It was put out as though he leaked it, but he did. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Brian Kemp met at Sea Island with donors. Brian Kemp has met with John Thune multiple times. Brian Kemp has met with President Trump. Why all those meetings in the past, you never had a leaked conversation? Why this one? Someone will look right at you and tell you it wasn't leaked. I mean, it wasn't an accident. It was leaked out intentionally. Let me get to the point here. It was an intentional move. And the move was like Brian Kemp's behind closed doors telling people Mike Collins can't win the general election. He's from the 10th district. It's too red. His voting record is way too red. Yes, he can't win. So Kemp endorses Dooley in the center with no record, claims there'll be nothing to go after him on. Yes. There's no baggage. Puts it out there that Collins can't win the general. Buddy Carter is going to fill the slot. Hey, I could be the Trump supporter. I can win the general. Remember, don't forget his first $1 million. Buddy Carter was very pro-Trump in his ads, very pro-Trump. Now, his second $1 million will highlight what he calls trusted by Trump. Watch these next videos. Actually, I can't wait for them to come out. Trusted by Trump. It's coming out. Trusted by Trump. Now, don't forget, number 19, this guy has been endorsed right here. The guy in the middle, U.S. Senate. I'm deeply honored to have the endorsement of the best governor in the country, Brian Kemp. They're all waiting to see what, and here's 22. Here is Governor Kemp, and then here's 23. Marty Antoinette Kemp. There he is, college over at Perfect Day, a Dooley in Athens, college football, Vince Dooley's son, and there's 23, Marty Antoinette Kemp, the queen. That and then 24, don't forget, we've got Amy Porter. Amy Porter's the daughter who is now in the family business. I've heard numbers like the Kemps, Amy Porter family business, that they can make somewhere around $14 million. That's what I'm hearing. $14 million they can make off this Senate campaign. So it's not going to be about, winning and beating John Ossoff. Okay, I got to make sure I didn't forget anything. $128. Here's Buddy Carter. And then he is actually supporting, yesterday he was supporting RFK. Don't forget that. Let me check through everything, Diane, making sure I have not forgotten anything. Fulton County today, we are watching that. We will watch that today. And don't forget number 1, this guy right here, and this lady, Julie Adams, Fulton County. Estevez asking the commissioners to continue to be in contempt. So number 34, please, folks, if you're in Cherokee County, if you're in Fulton County, North Fulton, you have a runoff September 23rd. Bottom line, you have a runoff, and you got to get your voters back out. You got to participate, get your voters back out. And this is a race that we cannot stop talking about. We have to win this race. And if you want hand-marked paper ballots, you have to go to your county and ask your county to volunteer for the test pilot paper ballot program. And you need to ask Brad Raffensperger. I mean, I'm serious. I know you don't like Brad Raffensperger. We're waiting to see, is he going to announce this week that he's running for governor? Is he going to announce? It's September. It's time everybody get out and announce. It is full steam, 100% ahead, plow forward on campaigning. But is Brad Raffensperger going to run for governor? You need to call Brad Raffensperger's office, ask him to support the test pilot paper ballot program for November, to support it, and then you've got to go to your board of elections in your county and ask them to support it and become a volunteer county. You got to do that, all right? It is on the item. I asked. Okay, it's the last item. All right. So I told you this earlier. We'll close with this. I've been waiting to hear to make sure. Now, as you well know, Fulton County has these. The Fulton County Commission is packed with where do we have it here, Diane? I know we have it. 71. Remember, Representative Park Cannon, 23 members. Two of those members are candidates for governor of Georgia on the Democrat ticket. They have written Atlanta Board of Commissioners, and they have written Atlanta Board of Commissioners. Let me see what I have here. And they have an executive session. Okay, Board of Commissioners request approval for the appointment of Jason Frazier and Julie Adams to the Board of Registration and Elections. So they are on. They are on. And they've already started public comments. If you want to go listen, they've already started public comments to not vote to put them on. So today, the Fulton County Board of Commission, Jason Frazier and Julie Adams, their appointment is on the agenda. And I just had it here a minute ago. And the agenda has the last item of the day. So about 4 o'clock today, Board of Request to appoint them. And then at the end, executive session regarding litigation, county attorney, real estate, and personnel. So at the end of the day, there'll be a vote, and there is public comment happening as we speak. If you go to the video and start at 40 minutes, the public comment starts against Jason Frazier. All right, folks, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then 10 o'clock again with the Georgia Hour. If you have anything, you always know how to get in touch with us. I appreciate so much the way you guys send me information every day. All right, Diane, take us out of here till tomorrow at 8.